Hey everybody, it's Marianne Bailey with The Hip Senior, and today we are going to show you how to upload an article to the magazine. Now, you may not want to, and that's fine, but if you do, this is going to show you how. Okay, so we're at a different URL this time. We have two different URLs when it comes to the directory and the magazine. We split them up to give each of them better performance, being on their own little thing going on there. So, and I know Matthias would tell me what the correct term is for that right now, but you can see that just because I'm into technology doesn't mean that I am always on the right thing. Their server. They're on their own server. So we are up here. And you can see that we're at thehipsenior.com, and then you're going to type in the usual WP-admin. If you haven't already, if you're going to be consistently posting articles and you haven't bookmarked this, go ahead and bookmark that. If you don't know how, you don't need this index part. That part will come later when you're logged in. But bookmark this. If you're using Chrome, this little star over here will allow you to bookmark that. You can click on bookmark and then add bookmark, and then you can actually go in here and say more and new folder and create one that says the Hip Senior, and then you can bookmark both the one for the directory and one for the magazine under the Hip Senior so that you can find them easily later on. So anyway, so go to thehipsenior.com/WP-admin and log in. Now, if you don't remember what your password for that is, go ahead and say forgot. Okay, let's back up. If you have not contacted me and said, hey, Marianne, I'm part of the Platinum plan or the Diamond plan. I want to submit an article monthly or every other month, whatever the case may be. Do so because I need to set this up separately. Not everybody wants to do articles, and that's okay, but the ones that do, I have to go in here and set this up. So if you try to log in and it's saying you don't exist, and you haven't told me that you want to do an article, stop, send me a quick message, text me, send me a messenger, whatever, and say, hey, or call and say, hey, can you set me up to submit articles? And then I will do that. And then what you'll do is you'll go in and hopefully create your login. What I do is I create your login so that you're using the same username. So in my case, it'd be M Bailey, and then I would create it so that it'll send you a password, and then you're going to reset that password, make it the same password as your other login. That way you only have to remember one password for the same function of the Hip Senior. So just my tip of the day for that. And then if you've already been set up and you forgot your password, there's a forgot password option. So just go ahead and click that, and you can go in there and change it. But beware that if you change that on the Hip Senior side, that doesn't change it for the Hip Senior directory. So you would have to go in there and change that password as well, or else they won't match. Just so you know, if you write them down in a little book or something, I always keep a book nearby that I write stuff in. So if you write it down and you're okay with that, then that's fine too. All right, so for the sake of time, let's get to this. We're going to click on post. Again, yours will be much shorter than mine is. You'll have a post option only at thehipsenior.com, okay? You do not want to create if on the senior directory, if it says post there for some reason, you're posting at the wrong place, and that will not show up on the Hip Senior. Okay, post, add new. Okay, it's going to bring you to a page that looks like this. You're going to type in your title. So the title goes here. Just a tip, when you're making a title for your article, make a title that will relate to people who would search for your product. So if you're talking about, let's say German chocolate cakes, okay? And you had a story about that you wanted to share with Germans, sorry, with seniors, and you wanted to share a recipe, and you're like, oh my gosh, This is the most amazing German chocolate cake that I've ever had. My family makes this every Christmas Eve, and even though there's only 4 of us, we make 2 of them because guaranteed by Christmas morning, every single bite of this cake is gone. It's moist and whatever your story is, okay? Don't just put up there German chocolate cake, okay? Maybe make a title like German chocolate cake for Christmas, German chocolate cake, moist, use descriptive words. The moist German chocolate cake that your family will ever devour, or whatever the case is. Stuff that, think about things that would be, people would Google in order to find the most amazing chocolate cake recipe. And maybe that's the title of your magazine. Of your article in our magazine. So yeah, so don't just put, like German chocolate cake. That would not, it wouldn't go well. Okay. You want something that people like, oh my gosh, I have to click on this and read this. Whether they're on the Hip Senior main page or whether they are Googling for German chocolate cake recipes. Then put that in the rest of your story. If you're putting in a recipe for some reason, do not just put the recipe. For the record, copyright, the only part of a recipe that is copyrighted is the directions on how to create that. So if you're borrowing a recipe from somewhere, you're going to have to go in and change the directions to be your own words to avoid avoiding copyright infringement. Okay, just keep that in mind. That is, we looked that up this morning. That's the rule. The other part is when you put in a recipe, don't just put in the recipe, put in a story behind it. It can be a couple paragraphs and, hey, every Christmas morning, my family is still stuffed from Christmas Eve dinner, but we always make room for German chocolate cake that morning. We know it's kind of weird, but that's our tradition. Whatever the backstory is. Hey, we go to the, we have a family reunion and we bring this cake with us, and even people that have been popular, famous for making their own cakes in the past absolutely love this. I know you will too. Or whatever the backstory of this is, don't just put a recipe. Nobody just wants to look at a recipe. That's what Pinterest is for. That's what cookbooks are for. Make this about why somebody within the Hip Senior community that's reading the recipes and stuff, why, wow, what makes this so fascinating? What's going on here? Okay. So just keep that in mind. All right. I'll get off my soapbox about that. Put in the story of your stuff. So just a couple things here, and we're already at 8 minutes. I'm trying to make this really short for you. Over here where it says post, here, you're going to scroll down and you're going to choose what category. So if you're putting in a recipe, it'd be food. If you're trying something about fitness or health or hobbies, whatever, you would choose that. Go ahead and also choose featured. That's going to put it on the front page of the website for us. Okay. So featured and whatever your category is. Then you're going to do that. You're going to scroll down, set featured image. Okay. This is really important. You're going to go in here and you're going to upload a picture of German chocolate cake. Pexels and some other websites like that. You can find one that's free to use. We would love it if you had German chocolate cake that you made and you take a really nice picture of that and uploaded that. That way there's no false representation. There's no copyright issues. It's your photo. Take that for what it's worth. Again, do not hit back at this point. If you decided to leave this area, do not hit back. It'll kick you out of where the stuff that you just created. Click the X over here in the right hand corner. Okay, upload your photo. That photo is going to go between here and here when it hits the website. You might not see it on the draft part of it, but it will be there. So if you're only going to include one photo, make sure that you do it as a set featured image, not in here. If for some reason you add a bunch of your recipe here, the directions and stuff, and you wanted to sprinkle some photos in between there. So your text can go here. You could be telling your story over and over, right? Hit enter. When you hit enter, it'll skip a line. So if it's not something you're going to do, just keep typing. Here, this plus right here, click on Browse All. When you scroll through here, you can change and add so much to your article, okay? But right now, so you can even go down here and add YouTube videos to it. Say you had a recipe and you also made a video on maybe how to make the icing of German chocolate cake, or just the whole process of how you made this cake. You could add this, you can upload it to YouTube and then add this video here from YouTube. We do not allow videos to be uploaded directly to the server. It just takes up too much space on our end. But you can upload it to YouTube. If you need help with that, let me know and I will help you with that. You could add in your Twitter feed, your Spotify song list if you were talking about music or something like that. But for this case, if, like I said, you wanted to sprinkle in, wherever you click, there's going to be this little plus, and you could go in here and add multiple photos. That's what the gallery one will do. So we could go in here and say, okay, we're going to upload this photo, this photo, this photo, open. Okay. And so now we've got, hello, upload 1, upload 2. Okay, so you can see it's adding pictures to this gallery. Okay, let's see how many pictures we could do. These are pretty big pictures, so just be careful what you're uploading, whatever. But you could do different layouts. If we click these 3 little dots here, we can delete it or we can duplicate it. There's all different kinds of things. So just kind of play around with this. You could group them. And so obviously it made them smaller as it goes there. But these could be different pictures of different, angles of that cake, or different processes, or the fresh eggs you used, or whatever the case may be. And then to enter text underneath it, just click down here and then you can start typing again, a couple more paragraphs. And then if you wanted to add more photos, then just click here, add another image. You just click image, it just allows you to do 1, whatever the case may be. So play around with it, have fun, insert things, insert music, stuff like that. Keep in mind, like I said, copyrights and stuff. I think if you insert it from Spotify, I think Spotify covers some of the copyright stuff from that, because it's all going back through Spotify type stuff. And just when you do that, though, you can edit things like bold. You can make this a link. So if you click here and you wanted to add your website, so you would just, okay. And so now that is, that's a link that would go to your website, even though it isn't showing your website. So that's really cool to be able to do that. Here, visit my website here. You don't have to type it out. You could just put it into it as a link. You can superscript stuff, whatever. You could make this. So if you say we don't want to do this, we can undo this up here in the left-hand corner. That undoes it. Now it's just text again. But if we click on this backwards P here, we can click on heading and we can tell this H2 right here. We can change size and we can actually make this a subtitle, right? So, and then you can center stuff and whatever. So again, don't forget to choose your category, and we're at 14 minutes. Sorry, guys. And do your set featured, and then so let's just add a picture really, really fast. Try to keep this under 15 minutes. Say we're going to use this as a featured picture. Okay, that's uploading it. See the green bar moving? That's uploading it. And then when it's finished, sometimes it takes a minute depending on the size of the photo. See over here, it even says uploading over here. And when it's done, okay, for the sake of time, we're going to choose this photo right here, and then we're going to say set featured image. Okay, so that's going to, even though that was already down here, we can even go in here and we could change this and delete this photo here just for the record. So anyway, we're going to do that. Or we can change our mind. We can go back in here and we can choose, I don't know, we'll choose this. Set featured image. There, it does this. I'm going to not publish this, but I am going to preview this and show you what this would look like when we're done. You can view, see how it would look on a tablet, on a mobile, or on your desktop. We're going to choose desktop, preview in a new tab. So see here, there's that, whatever this picture is that we uploaded. So title, that your name will go here because you'll have it set up under your account as an author. And then there was that featured image that you uploaded on the side. This is where it goes in right here. And then because we did not add text into there, we just had photos uploaded. That's where that did that. Then more paragraphs. And see down here, it would show you information about you, what your business is. Make sure that your biographical information has more than what mine does right here. What your business is, what you do, and stuff like that. And then how to get to either your listing, which is what I would prefer, backlink it to your listing, which will help your Google search stuff. And then that listing, then your listing will take them to your website. But this is where I prefer articles that have, you know, how to find the 10 ways to know whether that senior home is for a loved one, or 5 great bike paths in the Dayton area for cycling for seniors, different stuff like that. Google loves lists. So have the list, get people to know, like, and trust you as a business person by providing value instead of just selling, and then let your biographical information sell. And then you can link to your listing, which will sell even more. So I hope this helps. It can be a little daunting the first time, but I promise you, play around with it. It's really, really easy. If you have any questions, shoot me an email at support@onlinetechlessons.com. or Marianne@thehipsenior.com. Actually, use that one. Use Marianne@thehipsenior.com if you need help, and I will do what I can to help you. All right, I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much.